We are going to have some fun. Let's do the mash. Let's do the monster mash. We're going to create this Halloween card. And I decided to make him green, the little monster, and some clothes to match our theme. All right, so my name's Kimberly Smith. I'm the paper chef, and for 2 months, I am featuring the Spooky Halloween bundle by Stampin' Up. Let's show you this bundle. It is one of those bundles that you don't want to miss because you'll be able to make lots and lots of Halloween treats for the next couple months. All right, let's see. The bundle, it's actually a suite. It's part of a suite. So I'm going to show you this whole pack of paper. And I'm going to show you all the dies, which I just had in an envelope. Spooky and sweet. No. Spooky Halloween. Where are you? I was cleaning up my table for this video. And that's what happened. Let's find it. All right, doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter because if I can't show you all the dies, at least I can show you the ones we're using. So we have this little fence, okay, and then we have the bats. We have this little tag. I haven't looked at anybody else's. I kind of purposely don't look at other projects unless they kind of appear on my feed, just because I like to see what to do with things. But I haven't played with this yet or seen what this is, what the little crease is for, but it's just a cute little tag for like a topper, I'm thinking. Like a little treat topper. Or just, I don't know. We'll see what to do with it. Okay, maybe you guys know what it's for. So I like the little crease there. Okay, now this is a haunted house die. And then you have a die that's going to cut out the monster. And you were given 2 of these dies to cut out the pumpkin. So we're going to definitely do the little trick-or-treat pumpkin. And then you're given 2 dies to cut out this stamp. So you have a die for this little guy. And then you have this die. Right, cuts out the stamp. And then you have a broom. And I think that was it. So there was 10 dies. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're using 6. Oh, no, we're not using this. And we only need 1 pumpkin. So we're using 5. Okay, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we got the broom and this guy. All right, so I will find my dies. It just happens to me all the time. I just had it a minute ago. All right, so that's the dies and the bundle. Now, this is the kit. Now, I just got more paper in today, so if you didn't get your kit yet, it's because I was waiting on the paper. Thanks to those of you who said you'd be flexible, and I was able to replace your paper with something else. So this is called, so everybody who gets one of my kits, it's a fantastic kit full of candy and treat bags. And let's see, you're getting supplies to make 3 of these treat boxes from another kit. You're getting embellishments. I could show you parts of the kit. I just don't have a full kit made right now. But you're getting some embellishments. You're getting some die cuts and even a wobble spring. So one of the projects, you could put one of the little critters on a wobble spring. Okay, candy, cardstock. I mean, all kinds of stuff. My kits are fantastic. So anyway, you're getting half a pack of this and some other designer series papers as well. So this paper is called, well, did I just take it out of the bag? I did. What did I do with the bag? Here's the bag. Okay, Spooky Sweet Designer Series paper. And it's a specialty paper. And I'm going to show you why, because it has ephemera. So you're going to get enough to make, you have your 6 card backgrounds if you want to use them as card backgrounds. And then you have this Petunia Pop side. So you got your Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, Petunia Pop. Let's see. Granny Apple Green, but I'm also going to use Lemon Lime Twist with this. Look at this nice grunge piece. This is what we use for our little suitcase treat box in the last tutorial, which I'll show you at the end of this one. Oh, look at the little haunted house windows. I love Halloween, and I love whimsical. So this is just fun. And then there's little tags and labels and another grunge piece. That's going to be the background of our card. And you have 2 of these, which cut out with the scan and cut. So my friend cut these out already, posted it to our scan and cut user group, and I'll do that too. I'll do a little tutorial on that, because once I send out all the kits, I'm gonna need some extra embellishments for all the projects. So I will, once I know I have extra paper, I'll cut out some of mine. And then you have 2 sheets of this ephemera. So that's how I was able to split the package to give each person half a package, because it has like a full sheet. So I was able to divide this pack in half. And then you're going to get some woven textures, some botanical textures, some of this, not the stickers, but some of this Halloween paper. It's like spooky, oh, I forget what it's called. Halloween spells. It's a retired paper, but I put some of this in your kit. Halloween spells. And I gave you some adhesives. Adhesive sheet, some dimensionals. Okay, fun stuff. All right, anyway, link, go down. It's kind of further down. There's actually a link on my website to the kits and clubs and offerings. And then there's a link further down that says, you know, flow page or something. Anyway, let me start by just doing some die cutting, and then I'll tell you about my auction and coming up tomorrow and stuff like that. I want to get the ball rolling, though, because I don't want anybody to be like, what are we doing here? Aren't we supposed to be crafting? So we will vibe and craft together. We'll just talk as we craft. So what I'm doing is I'm die cutting. So that's the base plate, plate number 1. And then you're going to need this plate number 2. It's a thin die adapter. And I just think mine got kind of warped, right? And then I did break out, finally. I was so sick of having like really warped and scratched plates, which I still use because they're good for some things. But I needed to do some arches for my card club this month. And I just took out a brand new set of plate number 3. So we have a plate number 3, put that down. And then you're going to have the dies, the cardstock, the dies, and another plate number 3. That is what we call a die cutting sandwich. So we're going to take some black cardstock. And we're going to take another piece of black cardstock. So just put all your black cardstock there. And you want to cut out a fence. You want to cut out a haunted house. Okay, and then some bats. You want to cut out some bats. There's already, what I like about these bats is there's already 2 of them together. So the bats are already like on the same die with 2 bats, and they have nice like texture to the bats as well. So put that there. Let me see if I can bring my light forward. All right. Maybe I'm going to go like that a little bit to get a better lighting. And now we have this. And then if you have room, at the same time, you can make one of these really cool tags. So I just want to make some extra ones of those for little toppers. And then I'm going to put another plate number 3 on here. And then roll it through and say hi while I do. Whoa, that just fell off the table. Hi, Christina. Nice to see you. Thank you for being a YouTube channel member. Hello, Janet. Nice to see you again. Thank you for coming to both of you guys for coming to my last auction. So I hope you guys come to this one. All different stuff except for some of the leftovers are coming back into this auction, but I have lots and lots of new stuff and keep on adding to the piles. I could do these twice a week, like I said, forever, and still have maybe just made a path in my she shed. All right. Hey, Janet got her auction supplies, or her auction goodies today that she bid on. All right, let's see what else we have. Who else we have here right now? We have Kathy Michael. Nice to see you again. What I'm doing is using this. I love using this washi tape, guys. It's this stuff here. I know you're like, oh, shouldn't you be using this special die and cutting it out? And yes, it's good for that, but it's such strong washi tape. I've been using it for my die cutting. And it's pretty and it makes me happy. That's our washi tape we sell at Stampin' Up. There's a die to go with it, though. You can put this on cardstock and then die cut out all of these beautiful washi embellishments. But I've just been using it just kind of to hold my dies because I like pretty things. I'm sure you guys do, like pretty crafts. All right, look at this fantastic haunted house. So now you can just do your wink of Stella on your haunted house. And on your bats, just put wink of Stella on everything. I'm just doing it now, you know, while it's... And you can make them sort of 3D. You can pop up the little pieces. I mean, there's little holes too. Not punch, but take your pick tool and you can pop out these little windows. And if you want, you could put some granny apple green, or you could put a little bit of lemon lime twist behind the windows. Make the windows like eerie inside. I didn't go that far because I was just using this as a little cute embellishment. All right, so we're just building a little scene. We're making a scene with our little monster. And we have this. Okay, a bat, another bat. Now, sometimes when I have the die cut shapes, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use them again later. Oh yeah, that's some more. You get also a bunch of ribbons. You get sequins in your kit. Anyway, so what I do is I put all my extra little pieces sometimes in my bucket of crafty goodness, because maybe we can use these for something. Not sure yet. Not the really tiny ones, not the windows, but like that little circle. I mean, that might be used. I don't know. Can use it for something, maybe. Like I see this and I say cat's whisker or something, right? And now we have, okay, throw that piece away. And then we have a little fence. Oh, we're not going to put the Castella on it till we get it out of the die. If you wanted to, you could have used an adhesive sheet, which is part of your kit. I just didn't want to use anything extra right now. When I'm sending out kits each month, I want to make sure I get every kit out the door before and you have until the 10th to order the kit before I actually use the supplies. I'm not even going to use the rest of embellishments because I'm thinking, do I have enough of those little stars to get these kits out? And then I'll start using my extra stuff. I didn't get a whole lot of extra. I didn't anticipate so many people signing up, which I'm happy they did. All right, so let's see. We have our bats. We have our, let me look at the card again. Monster. Oh, we need a monster. We need to stamp our monster. And then we're going to use the embellishments to get the tree. Okay, just going to add a little glitter to the tree. All right, we're going to move the dies off to the side. Put that over there. And let's go ahead and stamp a little monster. All right, so we're just going to use the basic white cardstock. And when you're just getting out a piece for stamping, you may just want to use not your like really good paper snips, but like just a piece that you can, I mean, just the big paper. Those are my German paper scissors. That way they don't mess up your nice ones you have for cutting ribbons and such. All right, so we have a little scrap of paper, and we'll put our wing, and we need to get our little monster out of there. So we're going to take him, and we're going to put the little monster. It's a photopolymer stamp set. We're going to put it, let's see, on the stamping block. So flat side up on the stamping block. Okay, good. And now we need, the only other thing I'm using is the little pumpkin, cute little pumpkin. Here, let's put something over there so there's a glare over there. And then we need the Happy Halloween, the words Happy Halloween. So let's say we need that little pumpkin. We're going to put him on something. Let's see. Just a little, we'll put the pumpkin on this one, this little stamping block, and we'll put the Happy Halloween on another stamping block. Now I'm going to use Memento Black because I'm doing some coloring, and we'll go ahead and soak it a bit. Even though I've already used it, I've already conditioned my stamp. But we're going to go ahead and put that on a sticky note. So you always want to stamp on a sticky note. Make sure you get a good stamped image. The reason I have a marker here is because after I stamped, I did have to fill in some little gaps, right? So I'm going to go ahead and, try to get a good crisp image. Hello, Vicky. Isn't it adorable? Such cute DSP. I love it, Vicky. I just love this DSP. I just love, all of the whimsical things. Oh, you know what? You didn't, that was supposed to be meant like that. I actually colored mine in. Funny, I thought it was like a messed up part of the stamp, and I colored in my little part, but it's actually part of the artwork. But the other part needs to be crisp as well. See, so that part I want that to be a little crispier. And, all right, it's okay. We'll color it in with the marker. So at some point, you just have to say, it's time to put it on the paper, right? Good. Oh, wow, that came out great. So don't color in that little hole. It's meant to be that little hole. We do the mash. We do the monster mash. The monster mash was a graveyard smash. All right, can't help it. That's awesome. Okay, that came out great both times. So we'll sing. Woo! And we're not closing the stamp yet because we need to do this one. And we're not doing the Happy Halloween yet because that has to do with something else. I hope my pumpkin just works without me stamping it onto another paper. Okay, it works fine. I'm just trying to use up my space and make a couple pumpkins. Now, this is where the washi tape comes in. We're going to open up this and put the tray back together. Put the the die cutting sandwich back together. The die cutting sandwich. And we're going to put the little monster on there with the little monster die. And that's where you need to put the tape on. Definitely you need tape for this. It's never just going to stay in place. I don't care if your dies are like not warped or whatever. They're still not going to stay in place without tape unless you have a magnetic cutting base plate and stuff like that. That's another story. But if you just have this, you know, you don't want it to slip. And then let's find a little jack-o'-lantern one. Okay, we're going to put one there. And since it comes with two, I like when it comes with two of little dies so you could do extra things at the same time. I'm going to feel my way around. I thought I saw it. There we go. I remembered it was up there. Put that. This is just stronger than other washi tapes. And it's thicker. But I do plan on eventually. I have a whole year. It's in the annual catalog, this washi tape. So I have a whole year to get that other die and play around with it if I decide to. But I just like the washi tape because it's pretty. And it's back in stock, I think. I don't know if it's still back in stock. It was back in stock. It comes and goes. A lot of our items come and go. Okay, I have... Get off me, get off me. Oh, maybe it's trying to tell me that I should show you this ribbon. Petunia Pop Iridescent Ribbon. Part of the suite. It's stuck on my hand, so maybe it was trying to tell me that I needed to show you guys. That's what it's saying. Hey, it's part of the suite. All right, we don't need the die cutting machine anymore because when I do the little part about where it says, I'm trying to move this so you can see. There we go. That's better. When I do the part where it says Happy Halloween, I'm just going to stamp straight onto a die. So all we need is this little guy. And I stamped two of them in case I want to cut out another one while I have everything out. So I probably will do that. After this video, I'll probably cut out another one. And you might be asking yourself, or Papered Chef, why are you not coloring and then die cutting? This goes for whether I'm using the scan and cut, let's zoom in a little, or whether I'm just die cutting. Why in the world, and you can just answer this question on your own, this is not a rhetorical question. Why would you color something in and then risk, like you color it all in and then you risk, like even with tape on it going like that, or it going like that in the middle of cutting, or like that, or just maybe you didn't line it up right. Why would you risk messing up the die cut on something that you just got done spending all that time coloring, right? Like I feel like, no, I'm going to do my coloring afterwards because then I can make a ton of these and I can color them based on, I can just color them based on whatever I want. But like maybe I have different color schemes to match different paper or whatever. All right, let's do the face. We're going to do Lemon Lime Twist Dark. So I just think it's better to just simply, we'll just give it a darker eye. Color later. Do all your die cutting, get your shape, and color later. And then not only do you have a lot of pieces to color with, which is, ooh, I didn't mean to do it. That's where I could show you the color lifter. Color lifter. There's something called a color lifter where I can get that color up. Hopefully I can get it up in time. Come on. I hope that comes off. If not, I'll just be die cutting the other one. I may have to do the... Okay, keep on going with the face. We're going to do Lemon Lime Twist. Because that shirt's supposed to be pumpkin pie. Just color the scar in there. Highlight the... Okay, so we have the green. And I could see the color lifting a bit. It's kind of like invisible ink, that color lifter. Now we're going to get the light granny apple green. And we're going to blend it to the dark. So we got circular motion all around. Blending the dark to the light. And then it does look very harsh right now, the dark and the light lines. But as it dries, it kind of comes out better. All right, now with the color lifter, what you want to do is you want to do it every so often. So when that dries a little, you can use the color lifter again. And hopefully it'll come off some more. All right, let's do some pumpkins. So we're going to take the pumpkin pie. Go around and do the little pumpkins. And we'll do this one as well. So even though I taped it on, it got off a little bit off center. That's the dark pumpkin pie. And then I'm going to go ahead and, well, I'll do the light pumpkin pie, leave the lid off of the dark one because we need it right away for the shirt. Now, I think that kind of adds character to the shirt. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just start coloring and just see if I can. It might add a really cool like shadow to the shirt. So we'll go ahead and do pumpkin pie. These clothes remind me of like the Flintstones, right? Did you guys watch the Flintstones? Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. All right, I just did, that was the only dark part of the shirt. And now I'm done with the dark. Throw that over there. Now we're going to use the light pumpkin pie. Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. That actually looks kind of creepy. It actually looks kind of good like that, having a little tinge of lemon lime twist on there. It's almost like I did it on purpose. Cool. All right, now we're going to take we're just going to keep using the light, and we're going to just go out and do the arms. And a little bit of the legs. Let's see. I did it on this part of the shorts. So right there. I was just trying to give them little socks. You could have just, instead of giving them little socks, I'm just going to use the light petunia pop there. You could have just made his like legs green, but I just thought it'd be cute too. Okay, and I forgot to do the green hands. So green hands, and it doesn't matter if you use light or dark for the hands, just give them some green skin, right? Looking good. All right, now shorts. I wanted to tie in a color of this project, you know, from the paper, just something that would coordinate. So I used the petunia pop. That's one of the in colors from last year, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool looking. I like it. I actually prefer Gorgeous Grape, but petunia pop's pretty cool. We have so many purples. We have Highland Heather, petunia pop, Fresh Freesia. Now I'm using light one in the shorts. So now the shorts are blended with the light and dark. And lastly, I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight to tie in one more color as from the sweet. That's another color in the sweet. So we're just going to do a lollipop, lollipop. Oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Okay, we're just going to you can take the color lifter and get a little bit of color out of the middle if you want to and make it more swirly. All right, he's looking good. What does he need? What does he need? Wink of Stella. He needs Wink of Stella. And it's still wet and it's still blending. It's still going to be blending until it dries, but it's still good to put, you can put the Wink of Stella on it. And on the pumpkin. And now all we need is our die cut piece. So we need our little Happy Halloween. So we're just going to use our Crafty goodness. Hi, Phil. Nice to see you. Hello again, Rosemary Lopez. And Caroline Babcock, thank you for being a YouTube channel member. Elena's in hot Arizona, 118 degrees. I'm not sending you any candy. Good grief. Everything would melt. Everything would melt. All right, I'm going to zoom back out, guys. So you have a little more room to see the project. Now, what I'm going to show you is just the little dies. Yeah. Are these the ones that are retired now? I think these were in my auction, but I probably had a couple sets of them. These are called... No, maybe I had this deckled circles in my auction. Maybe I did have these in my auction. Anyway, these are deckled rectangles. And I use them a lot in my suite. Not in my workshops, I mean. So they're just great little shapes. And I just thought they'd be cute because they're kind of spooky, right? So I like that. Now we're going to just take our blending brush. And we're just going to use the Daffodil Delight blending brush. Or just a yellow blending brush, I should say. Let me get rid of some of these markers over there. And we're going to put the Daffodil Delight here. And just put a little bit of ink on your stamping block, right? Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And blend the edges of your die cut. And it doesn't matter if you don't have the deckled rectangles. Just use whatever you have that fits the words Happy Halloween. But if you have my workshop kit, you have the deckled rectangle. That's another thing, labor of love. the die cuts are sent to you in little bags, and that's a lot of work too. And the kit is only $49, including shipping, unless you're one of my YouTube channel members, or you're one of my team members, or one of my Patreon supporters that support this channel through monthly recurring subscriptions. Then, of course, you get discounts on all the kits. So, but then that includes the shipping, and sometimes shipping, depending on where you're at in the country, is upwards of $15. But if you're closer, like on the East Coast to me, it's not as much. But I'm telling you, the shipping has gone up. And it includes the shipping, so it's a really good value. Now we're going to take the Happy Halloween and soak it on there for a moment and find my sticky note where we can test it. Can get rid of this one. So we want to test it before we stamp it onto our deckled rectangle. I was just trying to find an empty spot. It kind of went off the page. There we go. All right, now, it probably didn't really work because this was not on a flat surface. Okay, looking good, looking good. I'm just making a couple extra, as you're going to see. Hello, Deborah from New South Wales, Australia. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Oh, it was a record hot day. I bet, Elena. And Janet saying when she was there in Arizona, she was just there, and it wasn't that hot. Because Janet went to see her friend, and I'm glad that it wasn't that hot when you were there, because I know my brother lived in Tucson. Oops, I need to move it down a little bit more. Isn't that good, though? It came out really nice. But see, the H got cut off a little. So you want to move it down just a slightly more, like onto the bottom. It does fit, but you don't want to cut off the H. Ooh, yeah. That came out good. Oh, yeah. They both came out good. So we're good with, we have everything we need to make our card. Now we can get our other pieces. So let me grab, I did print out something about my auction. So if you're not already a member, or if you don't already have this app on your phone. Hi, Karen Tharaldson. Nice to see you again. You want to get the Whatnot app. And it, not just to be a, not just to come to my sales, but you can sell stuff yourself. And I already have, my friends Amy have already joined me, and Kathy, Backyard Stamper, she comes to watch these YouTubes. They're already having their own auctions. Kathy's already scheduled hers for Sunday evening, and Amy's already had an auction. So basically, the way it works is we just bring our used supplies and we sell them live. I love being live, so to have a live auction is a great way of selling Stampin' Up! Supplies. I'm selling retired Stampin' Up! Supplies. I used AI to generate the image, and it was so funny because I was actually holding, it had like a misspelling, but I was like holding the silly goose stamp set. Isn't that funny? It put the goose on there. It put the little goose on there. I was holding the Rainbows and Sunshine and Rainbows DSP. I was wearing a shirt like this. It actually did a good job of taking my picture and making it into a cartoon. So anyway, just you got to join the app using the link below. When you join, you get a $15 coupon, and you can use it to buy stuff at my show. So yeah, if you want to see any sneak peeks of what's there, you just go there. First download the app, and then you get a sneak peek of what's there. Because I have some items posted, and then some things I made simple. I just said random crafty goodness. So anyway, you need a tree. You're going to punch out a tree. I wrote random crafty goodness, meaning I didn't have to label everything. I didn't know the first time I did my auction. I've only done one. I didn't know that you didn't have to like post every single item separately. I saw all these other people selling like mystery box upon mystery box all day long. And I was like, how are they doing this? How do they have time to do this? And all they had to do was write box. That's it, the word box. And then it was like, and then the software loads box number 1, box number 2. What I'm doing is getting rid of, you know when you punch out something and there's little nibs? I'm just getting rid of the little nibs. So the software labels it for you. And then I just have to remember who bought what box. That's all I have to remember. But some of my stuff is posted, and I have it right here. I can show you, like, at the end. And some of it's just going to be mystery, and I show you during it. I sold 48 items last time and gave away 4 free giveaways. So I actually already have 52 items that went to a good home. So I'm happy about that. We need a little bat while we're here, so get a bat out of your paper. I'm trying to use just this one sheet of paper so I have enough. So I'm going to only use like what's on here until I make sure I have extra paper for the projects. Now the other two bats, we are going to use the ones we cut off, you know, from the cutout, die cut. So we need this bat, the ones we just met. We need this, we need the fence, we need that. And there should be another bat around here somewhere. Okay. And of course we're going to put Wink Castilla on these. So I try new things all the time in my business. And what I've tried like mystery boxes and BOGO sales, buy one, get one. And I've tried using Etsy, which I've been on for years. I have, you know, several hundred sales on there. I mean, I've tried using Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace to sell things, garage sales, craft fairs, craft shows. And this just by far is the easiest way. You sell it in an auction. Everybody comes. They get they get a shipping. $9.21 is the max you're going to pay no matter how much stuff you buy from my auction. That fills a whole box. I'm even selling punches. Like I mean, it just is an awesome deal for you. And it's a great way of getting rid of all the stuff at once. I have 2 days to mail it. I get paid. I've already started getting paid because a few people on the East Coast received their packages. And everybody is happy. My stuff goes to a new home for a good price. And you guys get a good deal with very, very good shipping rate. Even cheaper than I can ship, you know, for example, the kits myself. Okay, I just got this one today. This is a pack of pumpkin pie. And that's why I was waiting on this paper to finish my kit. So what I'm going to do is just kind of take a piece out. And I don't have any cards made, so we're just going to make a card from scratch, which is kind of fun. So in your kit, you're going to get, in the kit that I send you, you get, you know, lemon lime twist, petunia pie, pumpkin pie, basic black. You get like 6 sheets of regular cardstock and 2 basics. You get white and black, 6 full sheets of cardstock to make lots of projects. And then you get, like I said, there's 3 treat boxes. You get a suitcase box. You get a scalp gift card holder box. You get some bags. Some of the bags that come with this. Great, great deal. So we need a piece. We need the scoreboard, simply scored. Here we go. Okay, I call it a scoreboard, and just make sure I don't crush the card. So you're gonna put the card. You're gonna make a heart. Let's see. Let's see what we're gonna make. I have to remember what we're making. We're making a vertical card. All right, because we're making a vertical card, you're gonna lay this card base or card piece of cardstock horizontally in the landscape position. And you are going to score at 5.5 inches. Okay? So you've taken it and you've scored it at 5.5 inches. Now you're going to get 2 cards out of this one piece. By the way, use the small side of your stylus pen. That is a great thing to put in your starter kit. One of those, you know, those simply scored tools are great to put in your starter kit. So then you're going to get out your trimmer, and you're going to just, and your trimmer, by the way, can score. So it's not like you need all these extra tools. I just used the best tool for the job, which happens to be the best tool for scoring. It's called the Simply Scored. And now I'm going to cut. This is better for cutting. In fact, I cut so much that I have 2 blades on here. I took off the score blade because I never really score with this thing. So you have 2 pieces. And they are each 11 inches by 5.5, okay? That's the only measurement. Let's see. Janet, do you mind writing, or someone write that in the chat? I'm not going to take out a piece of paper tonight because there aren't, well, this measurement and there's 1 card front. But there's really not any little, this is a no-brainer card measurement. So this is 11 inches by 4.25, okay? The size of this card is 11 inches by 4.25, and you're going to score it at 5.5. We've done that many, many times. You're going to flip it over, because I've scored down, and now that's your valley, and you're going to fold over like this. That's your mountain, and I just used the edge of the trimmer to burnish the edges. And it should have a bone folder or something. All right, in the absence of a bone folder, we're going to use an Olive Garden gift card. Okay, Olive Garden gift card. Anything to score with, and that's it. And we may as well score at the same time this other piece of pumpkin pie. So that's all there is. Now, we're going to take the DSP, and we're going to make 1 layer. It's a very simple card. I mean, all the work we did is done because of the die cutting and all the other stuff. The card itself is super simple. We're going to take this piece here. the little tags on it. Let's make sure, because I just want to make sure I did that. Yes, that was the piece. It's this little grungy piece. I just thought it was a cool little spooky background. And we're just going to cut the background 4 by 5 1/4. Okay? Or 5 1/4 times 4 inches. That's it. 5 1/4 times 4 inches. Boom. That's your only measurement. And then we're going to build our fun scene. Let's make a scene. And we're going to glue that onto here. Glue, or let's see if I have any Seal Plus. I mean, it won't be as lumpy. All right, hold on. Get that off me. Everything's sticking. Oh no, a piece of hair. I hate when there's hair on my table. Even though it's my hair, I still get grossed out. All right, let's see. This little guy is kind of hanging over the side. But I digress. Thank you, Janet. So she wrote down the measurements for the card and for the layer. And that's the only measurements for this, guys. It's in the chat. Live stream feed will be coming back up. And someday, if I ever get motivated, it'll be in the speaker notes. The notes of the video. But someday is maybe never, because I'd rather make another tutorial than go back and write all my measurements. I just like to keep on crafting. But you guys got this. You guys got this. You know what to do. We like 1/4 inch margins on this channel. You might like it a different way, but I like 1/4 inch margins. I mean, it lets me see the cardstock. I get annoyed by like with the whole front being covered with a piece of DSP, the whole front of the card base. I don't know. Does that annoy you? I mean, when someone covers the entire card front with a piece of pretty paper, you're like, why? Why did you just get that paper that coordinates with the card base and cover up the whole thing? I'm just using glue on the bottom part only because it's I didn't want to try to get this to go on that little thick piece. Now, I did realize, like, the pumpkin, you can kind of see the base of the tree, which is fine. But if you want to cut off the base of the tree, the pumpkin will go about there. All right, let's keep making a scene. We're going to put the little haunted house here. Oh, we need a piece of... So in your kit, in your Halloween dies, okay, Halloween dies. Let's see, in your little bags. Let's see if any of these are open. Maybe this is the only one that's open. I think I took the... I guess I'm going to have to get the tailor-made tag punch so I don't have to open a bag. Or it might be a heartfelt hexagon. Okay, nope, it's in my house because I was using it for this kit. So what you're going to do, I'm using it for the kit. So what I'm going to do is just hijack one of the bags. Don't worry. Nobody's going to get a bag without the little piece of pumpkin pie in there. So what you're doing is you're going into your bag of fun, crafty goodness, and you're going to take out... By the way, that's where your little thing is, too. This thing is in there. The little piece that we used for this card. The little deckled rectangle. Okay, so you're going to stick that right there. Now... Note to self, I didn't do this like at first. I almost stuck it in the wrong place. So before you stick it down, it's going to be flat, but this is going to be popped up. But make sure you put that there and measure where it's going to go first, because I didn't do this at first and I didn't have enough room for this little die. So you want to do that. See? So you want to kind of, see what I mean? You want to make this in the center, this little element. So it's about there. Okay? And once you figure out where to put it, I mean, you're just eyeballing it, right? It's just kind of like, so you have enough room for that deckled rectangle. So I'm just going to hold it there for a second and just kind of, okay, eyeball it around there, around that spot. Okay, good. That's not the one I want to use because remember the H got cut off. We want to use this one. This one's better. This one's better. All right, now we're going to take this, before we put that one's down, and now this is going to go down. It's going to, like, certain things are flat and certain things are popped up. So we have flat, 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 and flat. So those are your 4 flat things. Okay, you see what I mean? You're adding dimension to your card. Flat, 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 popped up, popped up, popped up, popped up, popped up, and popped up for the... So you can look on the side and you got a dimensional card. But you're making the card really fancy without doing all the fancy pants here, without doing all the work. So let's put the haunted house first, down first, and then we can put the little guy down here. I wanted the haunted house to kind of overlap this a little bit, that little pumpkin pie piece. So that you need glue for because it's just too hard to get the dimensional on there. Not dimensional, Seal Plus glue on there. So I was testing my inks today because I was putting them in the auction and I retired colors and I just have ink all over me when I was testing to see if they worked. Finally, I'm like, you know what? I'll just test it live. Or I'll just be like, you're buying at your own risk. But there's retired ink because every time I open an ink pad, I just make a huge mess. All right, let's put that little guy down there. And they already have their little glitter on them. So that's really nice. Stay. Now, we're done with the flat parts. And now we need our dimensionals. Let's use both the regular, let's use some of these small black dimensionals, and we're going to use the regular dimensionals. Because oh, there's a candy corn. We might put a little candy corn down there. He'd be cute. Let's stick him on there. I was probably looking for him last week, and now that's where he was at, stuck. So let's stick him down there. All right, cool. But if we're going to stick him there, we need some Winkestella. All right, now we're going to take our little monster, and we want to put... I put him down first before I put my little pumpkin on there. So what I did is I lined it up so that it would kind of cover where the tree is. See, like that. So I'm covering up the bottom of the tree. But I mean, you still get a lot of the spooky tree. So I did him first, and then I did the little pumpkin. Don't worry that the colors bleed through when you use the blends, the Stampin' blends. The colors bleed through a little bit. All right, we're going to keep on going. We're going to get this little guy. Oh, he said the little dog is cute. Oh, yeah, the little monster dog is cute. She said it reminds her of a cartoon from the 60s or 70s. I can't remember his name. Okay. And then someone else said the name. Is that what it? Muttley, is that the name? You guys said it reminds you of Muttley. I just call it a cute little monster. Okay. Let's see. We're going to put him. Yeah, I'm going to go like that. Put him right there. I'm doing that because I need room for all my bats and stuff. So then this little guy goes behind there. And I did still pop him up with dimensionals. Actually, I think I like, well, no, that one's good. They're both good. So I think one dimensional is fine for such a tiny little die. All right, we're still doing scene building here, so we're going to put a couple dimensionals on the Happy Halloween. And later I might add some of those glitter stars to this, but I'm just making sure I have enough for my kits. And then later we'll add some glitter stars. Those are going to be cute. And we're going to put one of these bats up here. Just using the black dimensionals. We sell black dimensionals in the big size and the small size. And then we're going to put a bat in the tree. And put two bats in the trees. Here's my other bat. I knew I had two bats. I was like, I just cut them all out. It's like, where did my bats go? Okay, so Rosemary, you said you're trying to be a channel member. Thank you so much for signing up. Maybe it's because the movie's on right now. Not the movie, the live stream. So maybe you could try it afterwards and just go right to the homepage of my thing, at homepage of my stream. And like any other member, maybe give insight on how you became a member. I don't see it the way you see it, but I know that on my homepage of the, it's just you go youtube.com and then you go @ Papered Chef. Okay, we're just we'll put one in the tree. I kind of like the little holes in the tree, but I'm gonna cover up that hole like that. Put the other one up here and just tilt them different ways. So it'll say, become a YouTube channel member. And then my top tier has Grow Your Crafty Business membership as well. And my other tiers have you get, coupons for courses and some stuff like that and discounts for my workshops and stuff. All right, that is so cute. We have an extra little, let me see if I think I need a candy corn on the other one. So remember when you pop something out of this little guy of the Designer Series paper, I don't know, what do you guys think? The candy corn's kind of out of proportion, but I'm still using it. Meaning it's like half the size of the kid, right? But I'm still using it because it's Halloween and like who cares? Everything can be whimsical. I mean, the whole thing is different proportions anyway. I mean, we got a haunted house for crying out loud. So it's a silly, silly card. We got a dog that's a monster. We got a jack-o'-lantern. We got a giant candy corn. But I'm glad they made big candy corns as opposed to ones that were like, what I'm doing is folding up the bats a little bit. Oh, and what's really cool what I did with the spooky bat punch, get some chalk. We have that white paint. Here, let's try it. Let's see. Have it. No. All right, I was going to try it. I was going to get the white craft ink and just kind of rub it on the edges of the bats. It would be so cute looking. But I don't know where my white craft ink is. I looked in the order of colors, but it's not in there. Okay, so anywho, that is what we do. This is how we do it. I'm making sure I'm checking all the things. We got Wink Estella on it. You could put another piece inside. Of course, the same size as this, the 5 1/4 by 4. And you could write, let's see if there's anything to write from the stamp set. I think there is an inside one, yeah. Don't worry, eat sweets. This is good for the inside. All tricks, no treats. So if it's Happy Halloween on the outside, you put this on the inside. But if you put all tricks, no tricks, all treats on the outside, you would Happy Halloween on the inside of your card. So I've already tested those, and you could see right here that I've been testing what fits on the dies. And that fits fine. So you could actually do this on your card, right? So either way, do you decide what you want to say? Because then you can put the Happy Halloween on the inside. I just thought it was better on the outside for such a cute card. So that is how to do it, and that is the tutorial. Huckleberry Hound. Okay, he's Huckleberry Hound. Yeah, he kind of does look like. And now I kind of know now I kind of sort of remember what you're talking about. Hello, Melissa from Texas. Nice to see you. Let me show you what we made during the first Halloween or during the first spooky Halloween tutorial from this workshop series. Thank you, Janet, for writing all those measurements. So we took the treat box that was called the suitcase treat box, and I showed you how to decorate it. We just used the designer series paper. As you can see, we used the tag, the candy corn, the bats, the cute background with the candy, and the little dancing, I don't know what she is, little dancing leopard or something. And on the back, you got the little cauldron. And then we used this really fun mesh ribbons and everything. And I'm not opening these up right now because I've already shown you what's inside them. If you want to know what's inside, these are already like tightly packed. And what I showed you what's inside like in the video because we packed them together and then I put this ribbon on. So now it's hard to get open because the ribbon's on there. So when people go to open this, they're going to find that the ribbon's in the way. Well, I guess, yeah, they're going to have to get that ribbon through. Well, it's actually not that hard to open, but I still don't want to do it right now. So you know what I'm saying? So check out that tutorial. So that was the other paper called the Potions and Spells paper. Okay, so we decorated with those two papers. And then there's a little sticker. I put a little sticker on the inside of that. So that was, I had one made, and I did use some of my little stars. These are the puffy stars that are part of the suite, just so you know. There should be 3 of them. There's the third one. So there's little stars. And then I also used some of the little stars from the paper pumpkin kit. So, and then we also made this on my channel. And you're just getting the stuff to make more. And we made them, look, we can actually put little monsters on these too, but they're all so cute the way they are. So we made this on the channel. This is the kit that you can purchase. So the kit is available now. And you're going to get one of each box in this Halloween workshop kit. It's called Sweet and Spooky Kit, all inclusive. And there's also a haunted house kit. Okay, so now I am done showing you what we made. So I thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And now I just want to give you a couple sneak peeks of what's going to be in my auction tomorrow. Okay, so if you're still here, I will show you. I don't remember all the minimum bids right now, but you could just come to the show and it's going to be the max you're ever going to pay no matter how much stuff you buy from me. And I'm going to have well over 100 items. No matter how much you buy, you're never going to pay more than $9.15, which is a discount that I can't even get shipping. Thank you, Robbie. I can't even get shipping for that low. All right, so an ongoing joke on my channel is you guys know how there's certain colors I just can't stand. This is a $5 minimum bid, you guys. I'm going to be doing Moody Mauve, a set of blends, which I've hardly touched, and a marker and a stamp set. And heck, if I had a re-inker, I'd give it to you. I don't know if I have one, but if I had one, I'd give it to you. And then I'm starting a bunch of other things at 5. So I have like Pear Pizzazz with a re-inker. I have Soft Succulent with a re-inker. I have Blushing Bride with a re-inker. I have that messy Bumblebee with a re-inker. That's what got all over my hands today. See, this one's messy, but it comes with a re-inker. All great deals, right? And then we left because I had an auction and nobody bought this one at $5. No one bought it, but I'm going to put it back in the auction, and this is the Wild Wheat. But someone did buy my Rococo Rose. There's certain colors I just can't wait to get rid of when they retire. Other colors, like I really like this color, but I'm not using it anymore. Okay, here's some other things that are being my auction, some retired items. Okay, and some, some suede trim and those are just some of my inks. Let me show you some of my stamp sets. So everything is live, and you just bid on what you want. And there's low minimum bids. So even if you won the first bid, they're going to be great. So I have lots of stamp sets that'll be in the auction. This one's a bundle, stamp set and dies. Okay. Most of the stamp sets are going to be this one. This one starts at 5, I think. Some are going to start at 7. Some start at 9. Okay. I'm going to say, Basic Borders dies, Stitch So Sweetly dies, Handmade Hugs stamp set, Tailor-Made Tags dies, Ink Color Treat Bags, Picture This dies, Layering Diorama dies, Cane Weave 3D Embossing Folder, and more of these bags. Okay, let me show you. I have some strange things too. Let me just grab. Not strange. These are 4 to 7 ounce each. They're not strange. They're just like if you do mixed media and you like to use like really thick chipboard. I have to tell it how much things weigh. That's why I've been weighing stuff. If you like these are Stampin' Up! onboard basics, 4 per package. So if you really like that mixed media kind of stuff, that's great. Oh, it's with sadness that I'm going to be getting rid of this one along with the bundle. I just want to give it a good home. I'm not using it anymore. I'm trying to run a business, and I try to use all of the new things as they come out. I'm just putting this little treat boxes away. And I can't keep up with it all. This is another one we featured before in our card club. By the way, all the card club members got a survey today, so please go take your survey. That was a celebration one. These are just some that I'm putting in the auction. I even have like a baby set. That one's not $8. It was when I first sold it, but when I first put it on, that one will be a much lower start. That was like a fixed price, and this is an auction, so everything's going lower. And I have I just have some random packages of things too from old kits, and then I have like some of these kinds of dies. Like it's a Stampin' Up, but it's a Biggs die. This is the kind of die, I'm not selling it for 20. It's not going to start at 20, but this is how much I would sell it for if it was on eBay. That's how much they go for, but I'll be doing a much lower start. These are the kind of dies where you, instead of using, like if you're die cutting, right? Let me just take the, all right, note to self, got to go get that punched out shape. All right, if you're die cutting, you would take this away. You wouldn't need it because look, this is like that thick. So you just need this and like your cutting plates. Your cutting plates. I think that's all you need, your one cutting plate. It's been a while. But anyway, those are Biggs dies. I love those. They're Stampin' Up, but I also have like other styles of those. And then one thing you might really like, let me get rid of these boxes for a second, is that I'm going to be doing my stamping spots. These are stuff I used to put in mystery boxes. I have loads and loads of little stamping spot bundles. And so anyway, that's just an idea of what's going to be in my auction. And that's just not even like, that's just barely touching the surface of what will be in my different auctions. So please join the program, and then you'll be notified when I go live. And I'm just going to be doing that like twice a week for now until infinity and beyond with my stuff. So every week I'll have like such cool stuff for you guys can bid on. Yes, we did circle sayings in the card on blue, and there's still, the punch is still available. Well, I thank you all for watching. Okay, link to join my auction or join the platform. When you do join, you're going to get a $15 coupon. Full disclosure, I get a $5 coupon. So like today when Janet used her coupon, right? she's on this stream, so I'm just going to use her as an example. And today when her package arrived at her house, right, it gave me $5. So she was able to use a $15 coupon for joining with my link. And then I was able to get $5 after it was delivered. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, that's what's going on. And also other stuff's going on at Stampin' Up! This month. So join my mailing list as well. But we're just concentrating on what's happening tomorrow. Maybe I'll go live later that night and tell you about it. But maybe I'll be too busy hopefully I'll be too busy and I'll be getting packages ready to mail. Hopefully I want to be too busy to do a live tomorrow night. So thank you all for watching. This is what we created today. It is, we focused on let's put it behind it, this spooky Halloween bundle, which is the August and September workshop series. You have until August 10th, midnight Eastern Standard, to purchase the kit. And that after that point, I won't order any more stuff for the kits, but you could still keep making stuff with me the next couple months. Then in September, I'll start a new kit, or maybe later in September, October, but we're going to have a Christmas theme kit. So with some new catalog items. So I'm probably not going to do a fall workshop this year. I'm just going to go straight to the Christmas ones because super popular and I need more Christmas things than fall. All right, well, that's all for now. This is the Papered Chef. Have a great evening. And I appreciate you watching and vibing with me tonight. Bye-bye.